The Amundsen-Scott South Pole Station sits at 90 degrees south latitude. It is one of the most isolated places on Earth. In winter, no aircraft can land there. No one goes in or out for months. In May 2000, Dr. Rodney Marks fell ill at the station. He was 32 years old, an Australian astrophysicist. He had been at the pole working on a telescope project. By all accounts, he was healthy before the illness began. He deteriorated quickly. The station's doctor treated him as best she could. The nearest hospital was thousands of miles away. There was no way to evacuate him. He died on May 12, 2000. He was the first person to die at the South Pole since 1980. The cause of death was determined to be methanol poisoning. Methanol is not a substance that occurs at the South Pole naturally. It is brought in for laboratory use. Someone had access to it. Rodney Marks ingested a fatal dose. How he ingested it has never been established. The investigation was complicated from the start. The United States administers the station, but Marks was an Australian citizen. New Zealand authorities have jurisdiction over crimes involving Australians in Antarctica. The body wasn't examined properly at the station. Months passed before an autopsy was performed. By then, evidence had degraded or been lost. New Zealand police launched an investigation. They identified a list of the roughly 50 people who had been at the station with Marks. They wanted to interview them. The National Science Foundation, which runs the U.S. Antarctic program, declined to require its employees to cooperate. Several people never spoke to investigators. The case stalled. New Zealand detectives spent years trying to get access to witnesses. They said publicly that they believed someone at the station knew how Marks came to ingest methanol. They said they did not believe it was suicide. They said the evidence pointed toward homicide. No charges were ever filed. The station's doctor testified at a coroner's inquest in New Zealand in 2006, 6 years after Marks died. She said she had not initially recognized the symptoms of methanol poisoning and had not tested for it while he was alive. She said she had noticed something was wrong with several of her patients in the days before Marks died and speculated that methanol may have contaminated something that more than one person consumed. Marks may have consumed more of it or been more susceptible. That theory has never been confirmed. Rodney Marks died at the bottom of the world. No one can land a plane there in winter. The investigation ran into jurisdictional walls and institutional resistance. The questions have never been answered. He was 32. He was working on a telescope. He was supposed to go home when winter ended.